Okay, let me illustrate. Well, to the point. What do you value? Happiness, health, life, assurance, hope, peace, joy, prosperity, fellowship, company, the loving kindness and support of others, all goodness, all blessing. Is there any of this that anyone doesn't want? Isn't this what the menu needs to be for all people? Ideally. Anyone's ideal. In fact, the ideal for all life. Do you see we're in a much greater harmony of purpose than you would think? We think in terms of a tragic world of scarce resources and what's it called, zero-sum game situations. My gain is your loss, your gain is my loss. But much of life is not like that. And more of life can be, on the contrary, our joint gain, our cooperation is heaven together. You know, two is better than one. Two eyes on the road when driving is far safer. You know, your wife says, mind, and makes you alert when you wouldn't have been. And saves both of us. Criticism to destroy, of course, is not appreciated. But comment at the right time, help, guidance, rescue, is everything. Love you for your concern. Love you, what do I mean by that? I mean it gives me a propensity to do everything I can for your welfare. Why? Because of my self-interest. How do you mean? That's a contradiction, isn't it? No. You're such a blessing to me. Your prosperity is my prosperity. What would I do without your love? You're my happiness and my joy. The world despises this and says, oh, you're just looking for dependency relationships. This is not it. You need to be stridently independent and able to, create your own life, not dependent on others. No, that's isolation and loneliness. That's not what I value. I value your love. I value your company. I value your cooperation. I love fellowship, close fellowship that we would call family if it's close enough. You know, there are some friends that you treat just as family because they're very significant, yes, to your welfare and you to theirs. That there's a wonderful outcome from the cooperation of the two of us together, or N of us together, in a social setting. We seek fellowship. I mean, a cooperative society, genuinely so, gives the prosperity of civilization, security, peace, loveliness of relationships, predictability, assurance, provision. We achieve fantastic things together, don't we? Roads, housing, power, medicine, farming, everything that's we have an astonishing civilization that allows, in a sense, a maximizing of cooperation, despite, if you like, quite a narrowness of perception of purpose. Most people are preoccupied with the purpose that narrowly improves their welfare at any one time. But an awareness of the benefits of cooperative, loving concern for each other overwhelmingly tops this, doesn't it? Gives you a welfare that's far, far greater. What am I doing? Am I giving a selfish explanation for loving kindness? Possibly. I mean, is that to put me off doing it? Or have I found that how wonderful our self-interest must necessarily lead to loving kindness, because we can do so much together, so much more together than alone as isolated, myopic in that sense, not considering the welfare of others, results in poverty, the collapse of civilization. I steal because I want it. So no man works because he can't keep what he works, what he makes. So society is history, gone. Thou shalt not steal has been the most incredible blessing to us. And if you like, our law enforcement is such, and given our poor grasp of what is the cause of our welfare and willingness to follow such, our police, our enforcement of such property rights is invaluable to us. We can't do without a police force unless there's some almost miraculous change of selflessness, that what we call selflessness, but it's not selfless, is it? It's the wider realization of what our self-interest is, that with cooperation with each other we can gain so much more in terms of what? Peace, happiness, security, assurance, safety, welfare, prosperity, hope, joy, fellowship. It's not rocket science. It's what we call growing up and becoming mature, and what we try to impart to our kids. You can't steal, sweetheart. If everybody steals, our life would be ruined. Is it Kant's categorical imperative, which was simply a rehash of the ancient wisdom? Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you, which was an upgrade on an earlier ancient wisdom, as far as we can see, which was don't do to others what you wouldn't want them to do to you. That was just in the negative side, and perhaps at some primitive level of understanding, more easily grasped than the creative interpretation of love others as you would want to be loved. And Kant comes along and says, we don't need religion to tell us. No, that's true. You don't. It's there. You can work it out. You can see it in living. This categorical imperative, this fundamental law or rule that brings about much blessing in your life, to recognize such principles. not to be enslaved by them, of course. This is the problem of religion, which has the plus, the upside, which draws your attention. Love one another, very simply put, as a command, love your neighbour as yourself. But put as a command instead of a principle. And you're now pressing on someone to do something against their will, and they're unhappy because of that. They're being forced to live in a way they don't want to live. And given they don't have enlightenment, such force might result in hatred and war and strife and unhappiness because of the constraint. And we try not to put this on our kids. So why put it on ourselves? That's nonsense. If you're being loving to your kids, you sort of think, I don't want to keep chocolate from them because they want chocolate or ice cream or, popcorn. But it's not doing them any good. How can I rescue them from this harm? Why do you want to do that? Because you love them. What do you mean by love them? I want their welfare. Oh, right, if that's a good principle, you must pursue their welfare. No, hang on. Don't run away with a religious view of it, or you'll end up saying, I should totally sacrifice myself for the kids. No. We both count. Mum and Dad count with God just as much as the kids. Do you see you bring some sort of, even within a religious context, you can have a religion that is more reasonable, quite honestly, and loving and good in outcome. But this is our creativity as to what our religion is to be. And perhaps you wouldn't call it religion then, you'd call it, life skills. And you can, as Kant did, attempt to give some overview of this without recourse to religion. Probably because in the back of his mind he's thinking how religion has so many downsides to it that he wants to get just to the nitty-gritty of religion that's of value. It's not that religion is right, it's that religion has certain things in it that are right. And, as we all know, certain things that are very unhappy from our point of view, and we'd like to, we'd like to be clearer whether we need to be so constrained or not. Not simply doing it because it's the religion and it's in Scripture and therefore it's right or something sweepingly hopeful and possibly extremely damaging like that. So, there might not be such a thing as a righteous war where you go killing people, as in the Old Testament. But there might be. Or there might be a righteous war against the things that truly harm you, like misunderstanding and ignorance. So you might be very emphatic and courageous in your pursuit of rationality, or a slightly different goal in your pursuit of loving kindness, and rather cautious of rationality, as indeed you're cautious of religion, for the same reason, in case it's not bringing our true welfare. Well, I've gone a long way and it's nearly a quarter of an hour of discourse. Let me pause. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.